4. And joining me in the studio right now is Mr. Don Posh of indiGO. And how you doing this morning, young man?
Young man, thank you so much.
Well,
I don't feel that often,
I
you and I are sporting these gray domes,
yeah,
So,
well, but still, you're younger than me, so I can still call you a young
oh,
man.
thanks so much. That year makes a
As
big
long as you
difference.
don't call me old man, that I appreciate
I'll
that.
wait till you get on my nerves. I might do it then.
And I see you're sporting plaid today. Is this the winter wear that everybody's, or not the winter, but the fall wear that everybody's going to be wearing now?
This is
You
northern
know,
Wisconsin. Flannel
I
is it, man.
I wore my camouflage shirt today. If you noticed, it's
Oh yeah, you're still hanging on to the summer that was from 90 to 30 in a couple of days. It's
yeah,
unbelievable how that went, and it seems like things are changing quickly.
yes, it is. Yeah, the colors are starting to change earlier than normal. We already had, well, today I think we had our first frost in several areas. Down at the airport, it was 32 degrees, and I saw some glistening on the grass tops, if you will, as I was driving in today. And I thought, oh, that's a little frosty there. And so, even though it wasn't really a good hard frost, it still, I think, counts as our first frost.
Well, that'll help push some of the sweet goodness into those apples, because
Oh yeah,
after they get cold like that, they taste a lot better.
yeah.
You don't want to pick them too early.
Well, and I was reading an article earlier this morning that the apple and grape harvest at orchards is doing very, very well, even though they had a drought in the northern counties here in Wisconsin. They had some pretty good years that I thought maybe the drought would have hurt them, but they said no, it really had a good effect on apples and grapes. And I didn't know we were growing grapes in Wisconsin.
Oh, absolutely. The
I,
Wollersheim Winery is one of the oldest wineries. It's down by the Baraboo area, and that's been around for over
yeah,
100 years. So,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, Rick St. Germain. He brought in some Concord grapes. Now they were tiny; they almost looked like blueberries, but very good. And I was amazed that it's like we have grapes here in the Hayward area.
Well, all those wild grapevines get grapes on them. You just don't see them because the birds get to them before you do.
Oh, okay. And I'm usually not looking for that sort of product. So,
So,
well, you've been busy. What have you been going to and speaking at and meeting other people?
oh, well, yesterday I was at the Washburn County Caregiver Conference that was put on
Okay.
by the ADRC of Washburn County. Great, great people to work with there. And I presented some information on assistive technology, which is
Okay.
devices helping people to age in place. So sometimes you have some difficulties with mobility, just getting around, getting up
Yeah.
and down from chairs, getting in and out of bed. There's different devices that are there to help. I started off with the oldest piece of assistive technology, which is the cane.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And and the one that I have has that prong on there for the ice, the flip down prong.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And I kind of use the cane in a way that you would, thinking way back, it's kind of gives you some distance between you and the critter that wants to eat you,
Yeah.
and that was true. Think about, how people survived way back when it was a lot more dangerous being human with other mammals and critters that are just waiting, looking for a meal, and you
Yeah.
looking like an easy one to take down.
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Wow.
but the crowd was really good. Their food there, this is the new wellness center. The food was great. They had a salad bar with fruit, and they had orange juice, and the bad stuff for us like cookies and goodies, that those things go really, really quick. but the salad bar was complete, and they had wild rice soup with chicken, and that was really, really tasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading an article earlier this morning about that building being complete and all moved in, and then the at-risk youth will be taking over the old building in Spooner there. So it's a nice exchange of buildings for that community. And yeah, to hear that it's open now, boy, let's let our seniors who are 50 plus know that that's open and ready to go.
And it's considered a wellness center because it's more of a multi-purpose building,
Yeah,
but it is going to provide those senior activities. Like a lot of those, you'll probably have those exercise activities and lunch and learns. So
yeah,
sometimes I might be visiting that facility again to speak with the people in attendance there about different parts about aging and maybe about our assistive technology and the programs that we offer.
yeah. Yeah, this article in the Spooner paper did mention that there's more room now for exercise classes, a larger dining room area, a commercial kitchen, and of course handicap accessible. That may not has been as well. The picture of the old one had an old wooden ramp that was, you know, handicap accessible, but um, it has a better purpose now with this new place. So yeah,
And that came from the old ADRC building as
oh
they
yeah,
they moved everything to Shell Lake so they could get all their government offices for the
yeah,
county in one building, which works out a lot better for them. And then here was this abandoned building, and they lobbied very hard and got the grants and were able to
yeah,
make that happen. And it was needed. It was I was in the old senior center before, and it was too cramped for the population. There was just
sure,
it probably thwarted people from wanting to attend because you need a little bit of room,
right.
and we live in the woods, and a lot of us do, and we're not used to people being too close. We like our space, you
Yeah.
know.
I was out at the LCO Elder Center, and they have a new one being built just two houses down from their current location. And there's going to be a lot more room in this Elder Service Center for LCO than they have currently. You know, I did a computer class there yesterday afternoon. Actually, I have one again this afternoon there, and 15 people in there was not too cramped, but their dining space can probably only handle maybe 25 people. And they have a semi commercial kitchen there. But again, the new LCO Elder Center will have a much more improved kitchen, nicer dining area, and better offices, conference room, and again, classroom space. It's just going to be so there's a lot of good things that are happening to our for our different communities here in Sawyer County and Barron County with our elders.
Yeah, and the one thing that I heard yesterday, there was a county board member in attendance, and he said that they were afraid that they wouldn't be able to fill the building up, and we filled it up
Oh
yesterday.
yeah,
There was about 70 people there yesterday.
sure,
So it
yeah,
was it was well attended, and talked to a lot of great people there, and hopefully we'll be able to solve some of their problems or give them the right direction to assist them with their aging in place and caregiving needs.
yeah. Well, and speaking of LCO, there's a conference coming up here on September 19th and 20th. What do you know about this conference that's coming up? It's called the Tribal Caregiver Conference, but it's open to the public and it's a free event. So non-tribal members can attend, I'm assuming, since it's open. And do you know much about this conference?
I'm gonna be there.
Oh, you're gonna be
I'm
there.
gonna be there. I'll
Well,
have
of
I'll have
course.
uh I'll have a table out there on just the first day, Tuesday the 19th, but that's the full day event. So it
Yeah.
starts at 8 and goes to 5:30. So I will be there the entire day. I'm not gonna bug out early. So if people that are listening now have questions, I know we've been doing this for almost 2 years now, so we've covered a lot of different subjects. So if you have some ideas of things that you want to talk to me about, come out to the conference. I'll be set up there,
Yeah.
and you can meet. We can meet and see if we could give you some direction.
Yeah. And I notice on the flyer here, some of the topics that the conference will be covering is crisis situations, and of course self-care, because uh, the the theme of the conference is it's all about you, and they're going to be talking to the caregivers and how they can take care of themselves, because a lot of people think, well, geez, the nursing home and hospital caregivers, yeah, they need some help, but it's more too about the individuals who are taking care of their elderly family members in their home, and
Family caregivers
they
do.
don't consider themselves a caregiver. It's like, well, this is my dad. Yes,
Right.
but you're still his caregiver,
Mhm.
and there's still things that you need to do to, one, take care of yourself, to be safe, and have a good mind about this as you're taking care of an older adult. And one of the other topics here is about dementia, and they're going to have a special presentation about living with dementia and coping as a caregiver in the community. And that can really speak to an individual with a another family member or a friend that they're living with, to care for them. And it sounds like a very good conference.
Well, the dementia, of course, is difficult to deal with. I had some questions yesterday regarding tracking. Like, do you put air tags on the clothes? What if
Oh,
mom steps out? And I said, well, let's look at a door alarm. Maybe we could get a door alarm so when you're sleeping, if it's the middle of the night and mom
yeah,
wakes up and tries to get out,
takes a stroll outside.
yeah, we can protect them from the elements, because,
Yeah,
a lot of us, once again, live in the woods, and we're in some places where it'd be difficult to find somebody if they just kept going.
yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, where do you stick an air tag on a body?
Or on their shoes,
On
but
the shoes.
the person says, well, what if they don't take their shoes?
Right.
So, and then, well, you could put these things on clothes, but
What if they
how do you know
pick it?
which ones they're
Yeah,
going to be
which ones they're
wearing
going to be
at
wearing?
which time?
And
But the
air tags are expensive.
So I would think that just starting with an alarm
Yeah,
would be good. And I demonstrated another one that was like a bed and a chair alarm. So if somebody's not supposed to get up, or you need to know that they got up,
right.
there's an alarm that is attached to it's a pad that goes under the bedding,
Okay.
and
It's a pressure
it's a
sensor.
yeah, just a pressure sensor, and alerts the caregiver that that
Yeah.
person has got up and moved.
Okay.
So there's
Oh,
things
that's a
out
good
there.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we covered a lot of different things. Signaling system that was for someone that is hard of hearing or severely hard of hearing. They have a caption phone and so forth,
Right.
but this will make the light flash inside when someone rings the doorbell of her apartment. This
Okay.
also will is attached to the light and a bed shaker for the fire alarm.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and then the clock goes into the bed shaker for
An
waking up,
alarm. Yeah.
and the light can also flash. So there's these devices do a lot of different uh, operations to help someone that is hard of hearing, so that they
I
can.
could
And
just see this little image of minions coming out and shaking the bed.
yeah,
Right
no
alarm.
minions. We don't
No
get
mi-
minions.
Oh, well, also coming up, besides the LCO Caregiver Conference, is the St. Croix Haugen Health Fair. And I think you're going to be at that as well.
I will be at that as well. I've been going to that one for the last 3 years or more.
Okay.
So this might be my fourth time out there. And they set us up outside, which is
Okay.
interesting because we've had some really great weather in the past, and it looks like the weather's going to be good next week. So
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to this. A lot of people have a tendency to actually stop by and ask questions. So that's what I'm there for, is to maybe point in the right direction. The
Yeah.
people that might help you it might not be me, but they're across the lot in that other spot. So go see them. So
Right.
that's what we do by information and referral, just like the ADRC. We all do information and referral. You come and ask us. If we don't do it, we'll try to help you
You
find out
know
who
who
does
might.
it and
Yeah.
connect you and try to eliminate those multiple calls to agencies all over before you
Yeah.
finally get an answer.
Yep. Been there, done that. So the St. Croix conference, what's the date and the time?
That will be the following day. That's September 20th, and it
Okay.
starts at 10 a.m. and goes to 2 p.m. And they have some entertainment going on that night as well.
Okay.
Let's
So this is just a resource event. Is there any presentation that you know of?
No, it's more like a resource fair.
Okay.
So we meet with GLTC, which is Great Lakes Intertribal Commission,
Something
I
like
believe.
that.
There's vocational rehabilitation for Native Americans, and some of these people I've met with every time. They're a great group and they do a great job out in our area taking care of people with disabilities and helping with employment options and
Sure.
school and everything. So there these if you have a child with a disability, it's a good way to get information. And if you're elderly with, sometimes it's difficult. People that have age-related disability don't tend to relate to the word disability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just have diabetes.
Right.
I just had a stroke. I just can't breathe.
Yeah.
Well, that's a disability. Not
Right.
everybody has that, and it does prevent you from living in a way that you did previous to having this condition.
Sure. Yeah.
So, we like to try it seems like for the most part, people that I meet with are age 50 on up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what we want to do, once again, is help them to understand that there are ways to deal with things that they may not have even thought of. If you're never exposed to a device that makes your life easier,
Yeah.
how do you know it
You don't
exists?
know it exists. Yeah.
So,
Very cool.
asking questions and presenting your condition to someone is helpful for you to go through life in a better way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I noticed there's a Sawyer County conference coming up as well. I don't have information on
Oh,
that, so
I
you'll
got
have
that
to give
one.
me a copy of that
Let,
when you're
let,
done.
let me put on my spectacles.
Okay. That's a disability device,
Uh,
aid device. Yes.
yeah. So there's a caregiver conference when caregiving calls. Join us for the following Sawyer County. So we're going to do this broadcasting of this. This is the first time ever. We're going to
Oh,
broadcast this conference so that we could get out to locations in the county. If this does work well, this will be the way that we could bring in bigger speakers
sure.
and have this conference, because this goes through Northwoods Tech.
Okay.
And so this is going to be broadcast probably all throughout our listening area. This is just the location I'm going to be at. I know they're going to be broadcasting it in Price County, and I'm assuming Barron County as well, and then in Superior.
Okay.
So
Now, when you say broadcast, you meaning live stream
it's going to
or
be
radio broadcast?
it's going to be live streamed.
Okay. All
See,
right.
now you're the technical guy.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Well,
correcting me
yeah,
on
because
that.
broadcasting, I automatically think of radio and broadcasting over the airwaves versus live streamed. That's a little different way of broadcasting on the internet. So just, yeah,
Yeah, yes.
technical clarification.
So we got 3 locations
Yeah.
in Sawyer County. We're going to be at LCO's Aging and Disability Services.
Okay.
So that'll be right here. We will be at the Hayward Senior Resource Center. And myself, I'm going to be at the Waldo Center, which is out in Winter.
Where's Waldo?
I don't know where
Never
they put
mind.
well, they put it in Winter.
Yeah.
They did. And that's acronym. that includes winter area.
Uh, it's an acronym, right?
Loretta Draper
Oh,
Ojibwa.
okay, you got it.
It just took me a minute. Well, I've
You had
been busy, man.
a senior moment.
Yeah, I have those. I do. Well, I think by um, tribal standards,
Yes.
I am an elder.
Yep. 50,
So
55 and older.
oh, I've been one for a while.
I told my wife that when she turned 55, it says, "Hey, you're an elder as far as LCO is concerned. You can join the elder organization here." And she just rolled her eyes and says, "No, I'm not an elder." I said, "Yes, you are, dear." Yeah.
Maybe that's just because by that age you've gained enough experience to have knowledge and should be joining these things because you have to share that knowledge and enlighten the world.
And we can also now get more discounts at restaurants depending on their age bracket,
Restaurants?
Yeah.
I don't do that.
You don't do restaurants?
No.
You don't do the senior menu at the restaurant?
I don't go to restaurants.
Oh, well, there's your first problem is you don't go to restaurants.
Yeah, everything that AARP offers, I don't do. So it doesn't really help me out.
All right.
So
what's happening at this Sawyer County? Is there?
So they're going to be broadcasting the speakers there, and I will be more like an MC. I'm going to be with Jillian Stone from TMG, and she's my technical person. She's young, so she knows how to set things up.
Okay.
I know how to blab, so between us, we'll be able to make it work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. So it's going to be quite a packed week. All this goes on next week.
Yeah, how is all this stuff happening? It just seems like there was an organized effort between all these disability and senior organizations to have these events all within the same couple of weeks. Is this just coincidence, or is there been a push in the community, in this caregiver community, to do these conferences now?
I think it coincides with the Alzheimer's Association and the Dementia Month. For some reason, September seems to be.
Oh, okay.
And these are put on by our dementia coalitions.
Okay.
So I'm part of the Dementia Coalition for Burnett, Washburn, Sawyer, and Price counties. So they're all happening. And this is so cool that now Price County will be enjoying the live stream broadcast there as well. And I don't have the location with me at this time.
Sure.
But because I just found out recently that they're going to be doing it. So I did get a chance to really get a promo on it.
Yeah, if you can get me that information, because then I can add it to our community calendar announcements as far as locations and where people can go and what time they can go there. And if this live stream is, where on YouTube they could find this, or on Facebook. So individuals who can't go to any of these can attend, right?
The way that I understand it, I believe so, but I don't know if there's a registration fee for you doing it at home.
Okay.
I'm not the money part is not my thing.
We'll figure that out and let our listeners know.
But I'll get you that information on Price County as soon as I can. And this live streaming will mean that we could reach more people in the future in the farther reaches of our rural counties. And that this experiment is going to be really interesting to see how it plays out.
Very good. Well, Don Posh, besides being a music host here at WOJB, you are an independent living specialist with indiGO, and you represent Burnett, Washburn, Sawyer, and Price counties. And I'm going to give people your phone number so they can call you.
Do you have my 800 number?
No, but who uses 800 numbers anymore?
Well, because we're serving the other parts of our listening area too. So we're covering Superior. So we're covering Douglas, Bayfield, Ashland, and Iron counties as well.
Yeah. Well, you give them the 800 number then.
800-924-1220.
What was that again?
800.
Yeah.
924.
We're talking to people that write slow.
1220.
Thanks, Don, for coming in. Here comes democracy.